Good morning, everyone. I, Vidyasagar, welcome you all in the e-learning class of Modern International School Hiswa. I am going to start subject geography of standard 6, and this is my second video lecture on this topic. Dear students, as we have discussed about the latitudes yesterday, and today we are going to discuss about the heat zones of the earth. Basically, as we know that those areas which receives the maximum sunlight, those areas will be more heat, and such areas are well known as torrid zones, or you can say the heat zones. Or in the above of that areas you will find the from 23 degree half to the 66 degree half northern, and in both area hemisphere, in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere, both hemisphere, these areas will be considered at temperate zone. And above, that's from 6600 and half degree to above 90 degree north, these areas is known as frigid zone. It means that area receives the minimum amount of sunlight, and that's why these areas having used to be very cold, as they receives the less sunlight. Now first we will discuss about the torrid zone. Dear students, torrid zone, it means from the equator to the tropic of cancer. Tropic of Cancer, which is in the northern hemisphere, so 0 degree to 23 degree and half north hemisphere, and 0 degree to 23 degree and half southern hemisphere, both the areas are considered as the torrid zones. It means these are the area where the sunlight falls on each of the latitudes, and each of the latitudes it get the more sunlight once in a year. That's why these areas are considered as the torrid zones. Next is the temperate zones. So in the both hemisphere, as I have told you earlier, that the northern hemisphere, as like the northern hemisphere is divided, same is the southern hemisphere is also divided, and all the locations are approximately same. Now, so between 23 degree and half, and it moves toward the 66 degree and half, the area between the in the northern hemisphere, and the same area in the southern hemisphere is considered as the temperate zones, as these areas between the tropic of cancer to the arctic circle, it means arctic circle, and beyond the arctic circle, arctic circle in the northern hemisphere and antarctic circle in the southern hemisphere, so beyond the arctic circle to the pole, those areas are considered as the frigid zone. And in between the tropic of cancer to the arctic circle, tropic of cancer to the arctic circle in the northern hemisphere, these are considered as temperate zone. Now we are talking about the northern hemisphere, so we are continuing it. Next is the frigid zone. It means those areas which are from the arctic circle to the northern pole. As I have told you earlier, that pole, that is the end of the one part of the earth. Pole, it is in the northern, which is in the topmost point of the northern hemisphere, that is known as the poles. So that pole, up to that pole, it means arctic circle to that pole, that is considered as the frigid zone. Okay, now we are considering, and these areas are very cold because the sunlight falling on those areas are slantly, and these are not falling straight, and that's why they just receiving the minimum sunlight, and that's why these areas are very cold. Wherever on those areas where the sunlight is falling straight, those areas are very heat. Now we are going to discuss about the longitudes as we have discussed the latitudes. So simply understand, students, longitudes, those areas, those points which passes from north to south. Those lines, those imaginary lines, you can also say it as those imaginary lines which passes from north pole to the south pole and gives us the exact information of a place. Simply define it. Those areas, yeah, those lines, those imaginary lines which passes from north pole to the south pole and gives us a exact information about a particular place, that is known as longitudes. And this helps us to know about the exact places, like we have already understood with the help of the latitudes and with the help of the longitudes. When it both get added, it became grid, like in the square shape, it became the grid. Okay, next we are discussing that each of the degrees, it is also considered as degrees, like the 20-degree north longitude, 20-degree southern longitude, and these longitudes are also considered as eastern longitude, wherever the western longitudes, like in the mid of that is 0-degree prime meridian, which pass from the England, which is from the England, and its institution is British Royal Observatory, which there it is located in Greenwich. And from there, the mid, like the equator is the one of the longitude, like the same the Greenwich meridian line, that is the one of the mid line for the longitudes. And as you know, the longitudes which pass from the north to the south. So it is also divided into two parts, eastern longitude as well as the western longitude. So there are 360 longitudes, 180 longitudes, which are from 0-degree longitudes, it means from the prime meridian toward the eastern areas, and 0-degree to 180-degree longitudes, which are from the western areas. So likewise a grid pattern is evolved. It means first we have drawn the latitudes and again we are drawing the longitudes. Thus a grid form used to formed here, and from the grid pattern we can came to know about the exact location of a particular place with the help of the longitudes and latitudes. That's why we have considered edge. These all lines are imaginary, but still these are very important, because as you will move upward, how we will consider any place, but as these longitudes and latitudes are given, that's why like the plane is flying in the sky, then the pilot, he doesn't know that where is the exact place where I have to land, but with the help of these grid patterns, he came to know that in a particular longitude and particular latitude I have to land my plane. I given you the example to the best understanding of the longitudes and latitudes. So likewise we used to calculate this the longitude and latitude and the prime meridian, that is the mid imaginary line of the longitudes. Okay, now you can draw the two lines, horizontal and the vertical lines, wherever you can give the letters as well as the numbers, and there you can find out the particular place. Like we also used to draw the exact place location from the grid pattern, which usually drawn by the latitudes and longitudes. Okay dear students, this was the summary of both page. Read it carefully and watch the video. Thank you.